BT1. BT1 started on April 1st, 2026. I controversially hated this mashup because it has Jumbox, Little Bit Planet, and Anvil all over my song, and it became an accident because of the sledgehammer part, and Keen On Keane, which we're going to get to later. It, and it sucked. Well, not sucked, but it's starting to get a little bit better. I saw this Jumbox Little Bit Planet Anvil full situation is going to end bad, but now I feel like I'm not being able to quit because of what happened to me when I was making mashup because of this. Well, it all started before Burning Time 1 in February, where Ernie gives a long speech to the president. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we now intervene that lyrics are really retarded and stupid, and because they're immediately annoying towards Birdie Time, and now Birdie Time's becoming Jumbox, a little bit Planet, and Anvil. And we're going to be so much pissed. We're going to be so pissed that BT1 will have its first voice, have its new voice with Anvil, Jumbox, a little bit Planet. Anyways, the lyric souls are becoming burgers of the West. So let's just give it a teaser for us. Ernie opens the curtain to reveal Matthew Littlemore, aka Crooked Sylvester, the old Sylvester that dated back to 2016 to 2019. It's talking about that breakdowns is a concept that occurs in most metalcore and deathcore breakdowns. Making music is not easy though. It's more complicated than setting up a mousetrap. Which then he gets to a law of fails and trials and errors until PIN, BFDIA PIN, which I almost said the R word, RAPE, which hits him with a lyrics hammer, LYRIXAMMER. Matthew Littlemore. Oh, why do you do that? Pin. I just wanted to make the situation more comical. Matthew Littlemore sheds a little tear. Are you crying? Before this atrocity of a sledgehammer part, where Matthew Littlemore says sledgehammer, but it's very distorted and the camera zooms into Matthew Littlemore's mouth. Back in February 2026.
You're my best friend, I love you.
What? You interrupted my story.
Oh, sorry. Love you.
Love ya. It all started with with Keen On Keane. You know, the Powerpuff Girls. It's all about Powerpuff Girls fighting crime. When when Miss Keene steps on a was when Miss Keene when Miss Keene trips on a sidewalk crack in slow motion, Professor Utomium's scream is really distorted. Like it doesn't. It's not. It's worse than the reindeer scene, but a little bit better. It got so bad that the sledgehammer part became this. If you want, if I, let me show you the clip.
Yes, I'm crying! You hit me with a...
There has to be some weird function that Matthew Lilmore speaks in slow motion with a sledgehammer part being added. Pin then raged over a sledgehammer because he doesn't know what a lyric stammer is, and he doesn't know how to pronounce it. But Pin refuses to let Matthew be correct, which Pin goes into a blind rage and goes, Matthew Littlemore, you fucking fool. You just have completely mesmerized your life entirely, and you have the gall to say a mistake that you little bastard did. I thought I was trying to help you turn into a lyric soul. I thought it was a joke. But you said a mistake anyway. You didn't make the cut to say that you're sorry. So there is no more remorse, that you are up for elimination. Which Matthew blows up his head and already face palms in his face and Bird vomits and gags too much as Matthew Littlemore has recovered back to life. Oh, not so fast, Matthew said before Pin hits him with a sledgehammer that says lyrics hammer. Allow me to apologize to Pin because I wasn't able to speak accurate English because I don't know how to pronounce how to pronounce this word. Anyways, don't go. Don't steal the sledgehammer. If you do, I'm going to come to your houses and then RAPEU. I'm just spelling out the R word just so you know. That the R word is. I can't say that, but I'm spelling it out. All the cartoon characters disagreed to fight over a lyric hammer while trying to fight for lives. Professor Utomian's in my head and I can't get it off. Okay. before Bert Ernie's, he answers something. I just want to say that Utonium became a murderer and provokes to terrorize Bernie time, and it wipe out all the planets from Earth and became Ed's kingdom. Ed kind of lost his job because he got fired for some reason that he created Booker because Ed is a technician, but he got fired by making Booker a slave and helper and waitress and whatever this means. So Ed became evil and tries to stop the cartoons doing whatever they wanted to do, and that's just until the aforementioned Keen On Keane scene came along and provoked and impacted the sledgehammer part. So anyways, this brings back to Bert and Ernie. Bert told Ernie that it's not safe anymore. That if it's not safe anymore to begin, that Bernie Time 1 is becoming a jumbox little planet anvil of Frankenstein. Ernie doesn't have to punish him unless he does something wrong. Ernie then claims that this isn't true because he wanted to be where he's a part of him. Yes, was Pin, but Pin made him. But Matthew Limore accidentally tripped on the line, and then Bert declines that this situation got out of hand, and shows a phone on with cartoons fighting each other to get the sledgehammer as a lyrics hammer because they're becoming way too confident. Because they're becoming way too aggressive about the sledgehammer part, and then destroys half of the stage. And it went live, and this part went live. A live reaction where Milton Fludgecow, as a Muppet, started reviewing what happened to the sledgehammer, calling the stage manager that this happened to become his racism. I can't believe I said this word that has racist in it. Goodbye, not monetization. But who cares? I don't need money anyway, but let's just wait. And also one more thing. If I'm an adult, I can get much more money. But this affirmation Utonium incident started to creep the hell out of me. Anyways, a knock on the door or a doorbell ring came into Bert came into Bert and Ernie when he's just waiting. When Ernie wants to get the door, Bert said that it might be dangerous to leave here to see what happened when to see what will happen when there are sunseeing. Before this monster transformation scene is happening, will happen at some point. I just want to convey that I, MX97, will say that in some weird that I showed this weird scene is this video of Matthew saying sledgehammer, but it's a story to zoom into Matthew's face without any hesitation, because it's Keen On Keane's fault, and Bernard and this trailer was supposed to be about Bernard you fighting Lyric Souls. Speaking of Lyric Souls was fighting with Bernard, we're going to retcon that scene. That scene where Baroness von Bonbon became Lyrics. Baroness von Bonbon and Penny Blade became Lyric Souls to fight Bernard. We're just gonna skip the Lyric Soul part and just move on to the normal gals. This what happened that when Ernie got scared by got scared by Penny Blade and Baroness von Bonbon, and they greet each other and I wanted to sit down. This started a weird change in the timeline, where I just changed my mind to make Lyric Souls didn't want to exist, because I just thought changing Lyric Souls into monsters in BT1 trailer is weird, so I can't put it on. So let's just deal with it and assume that Burning Time 1 isn't going to be about Lyric Souls. The first one will be about ladders. So I'll tell you the story of what happened in BT1 about a transformation that got rid of the Sludge Dogs. The Joltonox and the Sludge Dogs are going to fight. I can't believe there are many times to Kindcore and then whatever it is, and then we're just going to feel we're just making shit up, making crap up. I almost said shit, sorry. So, before the transformation starts, I just want to say that Burning Time 1 is just weird. It's not even close, but it was so bad that it's good, and it became in one of the most ridiculous mashup I just created. Even worse than SMSCME 1. But SMSCME is died out before Burning Time 1. after BT1 came first, came to the air and slapped SMSCME in his face and called him a weirdo, and froze SMSCME into a vat of acid. This is where SMSCME started our to attempt and death and lack of presentation. Where in SMSCME 4, I accidentally deleted Ivory song in my music big folder when I just tried to help, just trying to know what's wrong. But then I realized I do want to realize that this now has been should less weird. Okay. I just removed the skin string because it's bugging me. Because am I just dying? Does it look like I'm dying? Does it sound like I'm getting old? Well, it better not be. Anyways, the scene cuts to Bert and Ernie being scared that they're going to become monsters. But it was even worse. So, it might be. It was a little bit out of it when it comes to transformations. So about such, this is what will happen when monsters are are going to crunch to become monsters. So this started its absolute scariness and transforms. And they're going to transform into monsters that scare the living hell out of them. All those guys. And then we're going to see enough. So, I just want to say that the Red Kindness timeline, in part, is bad, but we're just gonna do it anyway because I don't know if Lairs can transform into monsters. But so, at later, 8 minutes later, after 8 minutes later, Bernice von and Penny started to feel weird. Scared or funnier, scared to become monsters. Bert said, Ernie, are they feeling fine? Because this, because this started to be, this is going to start a little bit out of it. And before this is going to start to look. This is starting to look out of control because they're not feeling good. Because they're not. there is something ridiculously going on onto him. So let's just ask them that they're fine. So Bert does that. So are you feeling? Are you feeling? Are you feeling pissed? And are you feeling funny because you're starting to take drugs? Yes, I am not. Baroness von Bonbon said, with a hint of anger between his face, between her face. Listen, you don't feel so good. More, but you're starting to feel like you're going to be in a coma. I'm fine, Baroness von Bonbon declared. It doesn't have to be this way. I can see that your eyes are starting. Your hands. You're starting to feel. Are starting to feel scared. You're starting to feel something weird going on. That something is going to bug you for sure. I'm fine. Baroness Steden as the den man asked. It's hard to pronounce. Asked again. Me too, Pennyblade said. Bert's starting to feel that there's something really scary going on to them. As they're becoming angry, that they're starting to become monsters because they're not, which they are just becoming kind monsters, and then they start to cross up and become monsters. Listen here, you fucking idiots. I am 100% sure that you're down and there's nothing wrong with you. So please let me just finish the sentence. I don't know why you're going to. I don't know why you're FHEGOT. I'm just spelling the F word, the F slur, because I don't want to get demonetized. Are you fucking deaf or something? If you're starting to become monsters, then I'm going to rape you and oh, sorry about that rape. I accidentally say the R word. I'm going to start rubbing your arm. I'm going to start rubbing your back with a paint roller and your cock and balls with a paintbrush and start calling you Aztec monsters. I will have to train you have to tear you limb from limb if you start transforming into monsters. I'm starting to think that you're starting to feel down. I think you need help. We are fine, Baroness von Baumann yelled with a hint of rage. Everything's going to be fine. Baroness, I don't think it's time to become monsters. Ernie starts to get confused. Bert? Are they alright, or are you just lying to me? Because if you did something worse than having some stupid nonsense because of Matthew Lilmore, because Sylvester Nelvana had killed Utonium had killed Professor Utonium because, but Booker and Jimmy are sorry that the Crispberries made them do it to you and the Powerpuff Girls' father, and then everyone started complaining about all that's their fault because the Crispberries made them do it. Anyways, if you're lying to me, if you lie to me one more time and let those demons spawn into thin air, I'm going to murder you someday. Murder you. It's not a joke. I'm not joking. If it starts to get weird around here, I'm going to murder you. Bert sighs and then says, are you going to help? Because you're starting to feel scared. You're starting to feel odd. Something really kindcore. That kindcore isn't existing because there isn't a because they're kind of in a limbo. But still, you're starting to feel like you're going on a kindcore trip. Not you, Business Von, the other you, Penny Bleed. Penny Bleed starts scaring him because Bert flips Penny Bleed off and says, "Fuck you, Penny Bleed. Why are you dating with Victor Virus?" Penny Bleed starts to whimper. Ernie, he says that Bert hurts. That Bert did hurt Penny Bleed. No, I didn't hurt Penny Bleed, Bert said. She's starting to cope a hideous amount of copium, cope with a hideous amount of oxygen, carbon dioxide, because his carbon poison's kicking in. So it started with the transformation. Just relax. Penny Bleed is still fine. Penny Bleed is something he can't begin with. Penny Bleed is just having sad thoughts about Victor Virus. No, you're just lying to me because I know something's up. And are you feeling weird or feeling scared that you're going to become monsters? Are you fucking deaf or something? Because I know you're something less scarier than others. But seriously, Ernie says not to lie to me. Says I can't lie to you, to him, because something bad would do to something bad that'll happen at some point. But you're just scaring me off. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Bert's eyebrows rise up, seeming like he's just having a nightmare or something. But it's real. Trust me. Ernie says, Bert, I'm not asking twice. Do not lie to me. If those demons is evolved into pocket monsters, you're going to get raped. Oops. Another R-word slur. You're going to get RAPED. I will get demonetized if I say R-word, but I'm just being an adult, and getting money with me for being an adult is fine. So I'll just wait. So I'll just. But what if mom will have to tell me that that this R word isn't good? I'm just gonna say to mom, sorry for the R word, because anyways, this brings up to the transformation. Bleed. Penny Bleed starts to lose his control, to lose her control. I can't get this son out of me. It looks like I have to transform. I need help. Bert then realizes that Ernie is telling the truth. That Bert is that he's telling the truth. Penny is scared that he was to become a monster. Or just thinking about it. She's starting to become a seepener. Let me spell that word out for you. Seepener. Seepener. A seepener is a cat mermaid hybrid, and his age stage is an adult, and its element is a Jorinox, Jorinox, and the kind is the deep sea. I don't feel so good, Penny Bleak gasped. Ernie starts to pee his pants a little bit. And Baroness von Braun tells her to calm down. I actually forgot about talking to the script. Penny Bleak is not a he, him. It's a she, her. I mean a she, her. Because she's not a boy. She's a girl. I made a transgender joke because I'm just not sure. Sure, I'm just being a stupid boy. Anyways, Penny Bleed starts to scare Bert and Ernie's daylights. Starts to scare daylights out of him, all of them, because she's starting to become a monster. A monster! What will happen to her? But oh boy, what's she going to be today? Ernie said, I'm not sure. Was she going to become a seal? It better not be. So about the transformation Penny Bleak created. It's going to be about where she throws a fit and you can't stop thinking about catfish and burglary being eaten. So let's just stick to the plot of where Penny Bleak transforms into a seepener. Penny Bleak starts to feel dizzy and can't stop thinking about his food. Can't stop thinking about a burglary being food. because she's starting to get super strong. Because she's starting to get super strong, and she can't say anything about this, but only only underwater. First, she starts to throw a fit, and then her claws poked out as she looked under her hands. What the? Pennybleed yelled. Bert then screamed in a high-pitched voice and tried to hold his vomit. And before he can tell Penny what's wrong. Pennybleed hides her hands because she thinks he's starting to become. She thinks she's a werewolf. Don't tell me. I'm not becoming a monster. I'm fine. She then gulps. Oops. Then Ernie says to comfort Bert. Well, how did you not know you're becoming a monster? I'm telling you that I'm not the monster. She then growled and meowed. Meowed and screamed in pain. It's not your fault, Pennybleed said. She's in roars. I'm a sheep, not a cat, not a monster. As his nose starts to change color with a squiggly line for her nose, as her tufts of cheek hairs and gills came to his cheeks, as her whiskers started to form. Her gills shoved in his neck. Her gills formed around his neck like he's going to become a fish. Don't do it, Bert! I am fine! Penny's voice starts to deepen. And as she howls and screams in pain, crying about Victor Virus for his safe return, as her fish ears start to grow, forming as her ears start to grow, forming her fish ears with a fish symbol on it. And then she feels her ears like she has gills. What am I? Jesus Christ. Pennybleed is the monster, Bert said. I can't believe I'm telling the truth. I am a nobody. Ernie says, yes, you are! You're a fucking nobody, and you're just being an asshole, a retard, a schmo, a bastard. Ah! Penny screamed for help as her soft horns started growing out of nowhere, like she feel like they feel as her skin. What's happening to me? Jesus Christ, Bert said. I can't believe I can't stop holding my vomit because I'm about to puke. Her legs merged into a mermaid tail, and then her feet became her dolphin-like legs, and with zigzaggy mandibles, and started waving around like, need water. Her face starts to grow, touring off her face as she's screaming for help, like a werewolf. Help me! It's not working! Her face started to plunge in agonizing fear to his scream, to her blood-curdling, deep-voiced scream, as she starts to howl, as words became grumbles and roars, and then starts howling like a wolf, a deep voice howl, and then starts to flop like a fish, causing help because she can't breathe. So Bert has logic to fix that. Man, my voice doesn't cut out to be this job. So this takes Bernard's Von feeling his head weird. Oh God. If when I'm through with you, you're going to taste dirt. Don't worry. You'll be all right. I can't take it. You feel like you're made of meat. Baroness von Bonbon trips balls because he's starting to hallucinate. And then Milton Fledgecow saw this and calls help. Help. That weapon needs him. Is this the weapon service? Creaky Monsters Lasso said, LASSO. Oh, say, guy, you answered! Let me speak to those crabheads that are fighting! That Bailey already turned into a fish, and Baroness von Von is next! They're becoming monsters! Her head started to feel woozy as she grew. Her legs merged and she became a cat mermaid. A blue an aqua blue cameramaid. They're becoming monsters, and Baroness von Bonbon is next, but I wonder what it's going to be. Baroness von Bonbon is becoming a Boaclock. B-O-A-C-L-O-C-K. He's a Boaclock's a snake, and his age stages is a pre-teen, teen, young adult, and his element is a sludge dog, and his kind is Clocklands. I am not ready to get laid by that god awful chick who comes in Sugarlands, who comes to Sugarland, trying to make him eat all the sweets someone wants. She is going to become a monster. Oh, here it goes now. Bert yells to Baroness von Bonbon, "Ernie, you fucking bastard! I can't believe you're going to lie to me! I can't believe you're going to do something bad to me that I'm going to lose it! You fucking idiot! I don't know what's wrong with you, but I see you need some serious help. That's why you're starting to feel weird. All of you. I had a logic. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yes. Ignore all these notifications. I'm going to pester your ass so far up, and I'm going to shove your fish, your trout up your ass, and try to stop you with aqua bastards, and we're going to make you eat a frog. I'm going to do something first, which is going to be my favorite from taking out drugs, snorting fucking crack! After he said snorting fucking crack, Baroness von Bonbon started to look confused as her hands started to tingle. Oh! Her hands shake and quivered. Ah! As her hand claws poked up from her fingernails. Hands! Bert yelled, "What? What?" To hide all his transformations, Baroness von Bonbon hides her hands from the back and says, "Hands? Why are you doing this to me? Because you're not going to let me get away with you? Look, I'm trying to stop you from being so overhyped about what is happening to you. Your hair, your hands became claws, and you're going to scare me with that look on your face. So wipe it out and tell me what's the matter." Baroness groaned as her legs merged into a snake tail with a clock with two horns. "Don't tell me what to do!" His clock nose with two hands started twitching. Her nose started to twitch as he became a nose for the clock with two hands. And he started bowing bawling. BAWL. Bawling out of her eyes. Like she can't stop screaming. A hiss is heard that Bert's ears, and his eyes are starting to wipe, and Bert's eyes are starting to wipe out into pupils that are turning into that are shrinking. Bert vomited before he can stop telling the truth. He can stop telling the truth. Before he can tell the truth, he flees. And let Milton and tells Milton Fletchcow to help. Okay, sir, but let's do it. But I'll do that after I finish calling the speaking to Lasso, who's trying so hard. Bert jumped through the door and flee. Ernie doesn't know what to do as her face starts to morph and stretch. Her scream keeps going as her voice goes deep, and raw, and her scream turns into a roar. And then her words started to become monster growls and hisses. When Ernie tried to light. When Ernie tried to help her, when Ernie tried to help her, Ernie tried to help Bert because he was too scared. Milton Fletchcow is the meat. So Baroness von Bonbon as a bow clock and Penny Bleat as a sea spinner started battling towards her, trying to eat each other before Milton Fletchcow calls the police. If they encounter the police. Man, growls are becoming too sensitive for my throat, and I'm getting old. Okay. So it took up the worst battle in all the years before Burning Time 1 releases. They started to fight for the right to become monsters, and started battling to see who was the boss and the winner of this. Milton Fletchcow heard a growl and tries to bite his arm off before Bobby came out of nowhere and says, "What is going on?" Milton Fletchcow. "Oh, thank God you're here! Those guys are going to defeat me! Those guys are going to make me my meat! I am not going to become on food until I die! You gotta do something!" Oh! Bobby started to woefully say in pain, "You may... Oh, someone needs to get a glass. Let me help you. Your drink. Let me have have a drink of water to calm you down. Penny Bleed starts. He talks. Penny Bleed says, "Where did you get that water bottle from?" Oh, before he can finish his sentence, Brandon von Bonbon starts to clobber him with her jaws, and started beating the hell out of her. Started beating the hell out of him. "Get the fuck off of me! I'm going to piss you off!" But Bubby is scared and cowardly and can't fight off a blow clock. She swiped the tail away from Bubby, and he falls down right to his knees and yelled in pain as she leaned towards his head and tries to clench him out of her business and chomped it into half. He can't scream, and he died. So Milton Fletchkow started to call the police and run and need something to hide before the monsters so the monsters don't eat him. Is this the police? Oh, thank God you answered! Let me speak to those two monsters who can't stop arguing each other and fighting out all their lives. Yoo-hoo! Penny Bleak whispered. Oh, hi, Penny. What the fuck? He grabbed his heart into her rib cage and started eating out her heart, and then but Ernie and Bert ran away as fast as they can to get to Webby and tell them what's happening to them. Before Bert and Ernie are pissed that they saw Burns von Bonbon and Penny Bleak become monsters that scared them away. They farted all the way to wet paint and tell them what happened. Bert, I think we're dead. There is nothing we can do, and the whole universe is trying to wipe out. You gotta do something before or someone gets a hold of us, and then we're going to become up and for an ass or Cookie Monster comes to step in, and that's what's going on. Bert and Ernie asked, "Thank God you're here. I can't believe your monsters went through these terrible transformations they encountered. They are becoming kind monsters. They are becoming monsters that we don't know what they are. Let me guess. Kind monsters? Yep. There is something weird happening to them, and everything starts to feel left out as they're becoming monsters of the Joltonox and the Sludge Knocks. I can't believe you lied to me, Bert. I fucking hate you. You're all a bunch of weirdos. That don't make sense. You are a weirdo. Those cows transformed into madness so that they can scare us away, and Milton Flenchcow tried to call him the wet paint, but he failed to do so. So now we gotta recover him before this whole place starts to tear apart. Be right back with you, Cookie Monster. Okay. Bernard tried to call the police. Bernard tried to stop Milton Flenchcow. But they're too late as they smell all meat in their hands. So Bernard tries to stop them, so that they are all weirdos. And they're hungry. Bernard yelled, "Stop! Listen to you, children's folks. I have enough of you, FAGGOTS. I have enough of you, FAGGOTS. About it's with your deep sea shenanigans and your clock atrocities, so that Professor Utonium was dead because the Powerpuff Girls are locked up in the classic library, so that they can't attack you anymore. So what's your point? Listen. Baroness von Bonbon started to speak as they are in monster form. We wanted to know that you wanted to be monsters because Story Time 1 is coming soon. If you want to see more, if you want to see, you can't stop us because we are still going to get you for sure before we do. We are hungry and we're going to eat you. I tried to jump off. I jumped off Bobby's head, and she poked. And said Baroness von Bonbon, and he ripped her heart out of Milton's rib cage, and love you, Mom. As she started to wear out of breath, and starts to lose his cool. I started to bite out of her heart and trying to tell you that we're trying to stop you from weirdos together. I want you dead. I want you two dead. We, in unison, Baroness von Bonbon and Patty Bleak said together, we want you dead. We're hungry. And eating and cannibalism is the Sioux monster that Sioux Creeper saying. Even kind monsters. I tried to make them what they did. Jimmy and Booker are making BT1. After Matthew Lamar killed Utonium, after Sylvester killed Utonium and sent him into a coma and locked the Powerpuff Girls into the any superhero. Powerpuff Girls locked them into a plastic library and let any superhero stop crimes. So about what happened. So this is what happens when you. This is what you get for being the most vicious and violently vile monsters. Like you're becoming babies. We're trying to stop you. Bernie Reason agrees. And tries to send him from his death. So he was hungry. So they were hungry after all. Bernice, Penny, I'm sorry for lying to you. For lying to Ernie. Sorry isn't going to help, they said. We're going to devour you. You can't run away from me. Bernie Taiwan isn't going to be on channel for the rest of our lives. So we're going to murder you for good and rape and rape you. I'm going to unite your ass all the way to your VAGINA and try to stop you from being such a worthless pile of giraffe feces. You're just becoming giraffe shit. You're just a monster. You're just monsters that became other animals like snakes and fish. You're a fucking mermaid! And you're a fucking snake! This led to Bernice von Obama and Penny believe that they are kind monsters. That they are kind monsters. We are kind monsters, silly. We're happy to stop you. Well, not anymore, because you're so scary and you're going to eat me. Like, how does you let you win? I don't want your help. You're so hungry because you're nothing but a worthless piece of shit. You are the ones who killed Utonium and locked your Powerpuff Girls away from saving the day. Or any superhero will help you win. You are a bunch of cavemen who want nothing but fame and revenge to us, the cracks that are going to have revenge. So, what good are you? They run at Bernie's faces and they run away the end. Because I don't have any plans for the end yet, but I'm just gonna let it be. So, that's it for BT1 trailer. Because all of this Utonium crap and all of these sledgehammer weirdos starting to creep me out. So let's just say that the Burning Time 1 is just dropped. So sorry that I'm late for the trailer because I was busy on other stuff. So BT2 is going to come soon, or might be, because it's impossible to come up with a layout. I can't do it with either F or F sharp, so I don't know what's going on with BT2 lately, and it's not going to be in 2026, but is it going to be in 2026? So let's just make the BT2 in 2026 because I have no idea, or we're just gonna wait until this was 2026 made by Reek. I saw him on email. I saw him on Gmail last week. I saw him on email. A few days later to work. Where if there's a year-end mashup, he's going to make it as Reek. So we don't know what we're going to do to Reek this time. So this was 2026 is going to be made by Reek. I hope. So anyways, that's it for today's episode. So BT2 trailer is going to come out soon. I think. Maybe. After BT2.